Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya Net Foodish Ordar mapi Minwan ramangi hakerdob yeng jongpi
Unoyalam keliang Pyrshah jonga yeng norbar thawaan ke jela Dr. Mukul Sangma ulong badan kam yaki Pulit ki Treihok yaga kam man penkutno ke jingwan tu jong Drok shagan ke jela Meghalaya Hagajing keran bekila pathai kubor haka sautri kunno pra aratar phosau Dr. Mukul Sangma ulong ma yakan ke kam de ben pet ngor baha khnama shisien ke sngi on sala ben penduk ja yau Drok haga de ke jela
There are instances where good officers who are posted in those police stations, though they have not been to that extent defiled by that kind of environment, do get dragged into the same vicious cycle of all, the informed irregularities of abuse of authorities and power. So this is something which need to be corrected, and this also is again by law binding on the officers concerned. So the law provides both the mandate and responsibility for the DGP and for the SPs, and therefore how in sync with the mandate and intent of the law all these things can be enforced in such a way so that police is found as a friend of the society and is not influenced by partiality or some kind of organization which can be subjected to manipulation by people who are in the vicious cycle of doing it. In the past it has happened, it is still continuing, so there is a need to put an end to this. So this is something which has been discussed today. And another thing is to ensure the whole mapping of the resources, including the resources in terms of the manpower, because number of police stations and outposts are actually running with depleted number of manpower. That means the total sanction strength of the respective police outposts and police stations and other establishments are running at almost at 60% capacity, 50% capacity, and these are not good, because when you are approving and according sanction in terms of the manpower strength for any police station or police establishment anywhere in the state, you are taking into cognizance all other aspects. The need to protect any police station or police establishment existing across the state can be a potential target of attack by any other inimical forces. You have seen it in Jaintia, you have seen it even in Shillong. So if these things can happen in state capital, then you have to be obviously aware of the possibilities of similar kind of adventurism by any groups of criminals, and therefore ensure that the police establishment across the states are not seen as vulnerable. Rather, they should be seen as imposing, as powerful, so that they create a sense of deterrence. So these things are important, and therefore the recruitment comes. The issue of leaving the vacancies for a long time is not a good thing, because all these posts which have been sanctioned and the resultant vacancy because of retirement, because of promotion, whatever has happened. But then the fact is that the whole sanction post is designed to meet the demand of each police establishment, whether it is police outpost, it is the police station, whether it is any other establishment like police infiltration checkpoint, or whether it is the office of the SP. So every single post that has been sanctioned is determined by the justification of the actual requirement. So any depletion of the forces in terms of the manpower should be promptly taken cognizance of, and should be done good by filling up the post. Therefore, recruitment must be regular. I'm not talking about new sanctions of posts, but I'm talking about the vacancies which exist, and every vacancy there must be recruitment every year, because you cannot wait. The overall cumulative number of vacancies, if you allow it to get accumulated over a period of time, then you will have a problem. Not only a problem, you also deprive who are willing to serve the state, who are willing to serve the people by being a member of the police organization. Allow them this privilege. Why you ask him to wait for 3, 4, 5 years? So I think these are something which goes beyond our intent of ensuring that every police establishment across the state are with full capacity in terms of their manpower strength, and at the same time also to ensure that all the vacancies that takes place over the years are promptly filled up so that youth get privilege of being able to join with the government in serving the people. So the repository of state power, how you share this power by allowing people to be part of the whole government institutions by being an employee in the government organization. So allow these privileges to the youth.
Confirming that political interference is there in our police force.
Yes, it is there. That's the reason why I have flagged this issue. Now, see, this may be in small scale, but for common man, for helpless people, these are not small things. These are big things. Therefore, police organizations should not be weaponized by anybody to allow them to, create that kind of sense of fear to people who are in authority by virtue of being affiliated to any political party which is in power. This is not something which is good for the future, because then it will only be a vicious cycle. You do it today, I will do it tomorrow. That's perception will come. And when you want to stop it, they will say, oh, my leader is good for nothing. He's not allowing me to do the same. So, therefore, let us ensure that the whole policing aspect is not to any extent diluted by other areas of interest, which revolves around individual interests of settling personal score or creating some kind of perception to show that he wields power because of being where he is. So these are things which can be put an end to, because the law itself is also indicative of this. In fact, if you go to the Meghalaya Police Act 2010, you will see that these points are also precisely indicated in the points of concern, and how we must ensure that the whole organization is insulated from the tendency of anybody misusing or anybody getting influenced, political or otherwise. It is not only political always. It can be, other inducement by other group of people. It may be businessmen, or it may be somebody who is in a cartel, cartel of smuggling, cartel of... Today, you have a serious problem confronting us. The problem of easy availability of substance of abuse. Where are they coming from? You have to somehow be investigative to find out, is there any who is facilitating this from people who otherwise should be the people concerned, mandated by law to create a deterrence, rather than creating a deterrence, easy becoming a facilitator. All these things, because if you go by how this type of cartel have operated elsewhere in the world, and how they have successfully been able to influence, the authorities. Therefore, it gives you reason to, be vigilant. Okay, this is what has been, this is what has happened elsewhere. Is it that this similar modus operandi is being operated by our people also? So it gives you a reason to be vigilant, keeping in mind the quantum of illegalities happening in the state. Is it not a fact? This substance abuse is a problem, a matter of serious concern for the people. You have seen recently Minister in charge Urban Affairs, Minister in charge Tourism, having a special program on making West Shillong constituency drug-free. He had a program, special program organized. Why? Because of the magnitude of the problem. Therefore, you have every reason to be vigilant and more vigilant, and utilize all the resources available under your command to take these problems head on. And therefore, when you're talking about taking these issues this all illegalities head on, that means you will definitely be confronted by certain situation. If availability of drugs are all across the state, that means there are some cartel operating. Because whenever you see any instance of the authorities seizing drugs or seizing substance of abuse, what is the information that we are given? Sometimes drugs worth of 5 crore, drugs worth of 40 crore, 30 crore, 100 crore, 200 crore. Recently, Delhi, you have seen how many thousands crore. That means these are not being done by people who have lack of resources. That means these are crimes which are obviously facilitated by people who have deep pockets, who have such resources. Therefore, you cannot rule out similar kind of cartels which have operated elsewhere in the world to slowly try to establish in this part of the country, keeping in mind the vulnerability of Northeast and keeping in mind the borders with the neighboring countries which we share from geopolitical angle. If you are looking at what I'm saying is that it needs to be looked at seriously from the perspective of how there are forces who tend to influence the people who are posted in different areas across the state, particularly in the western part of the state, where police establishments are being used to settle their personal scores. Police establishments are also the authorities who are posted in these police establishments are being abused to create some kind of system where people suppress and oppress people who don't belong to their particular, in different way, even sometimes politically also. But this trend is wrong, because in our given democracy, political parties will come and go. Sometimes some political parties will be in power. Subsequently, some other political power may be in the power. But what is required to be avoided is because this trend, if allowed to continue, then the perception of the people will be such that okay, we can manipulate and we can misuse this power if we are in the government. Let us put an end to that thoughts and ideas. You have the figures, you have the data, you have the instances, and also you have the overall narrative which is in circulation. Today you go anywhere, in Shillong, in any locality, in any neighborhood, start this topic, then you will know the magnitude of problem and the concern associated with this. Therefore, it's a serious matter, and let us ensure that we create a robust, vibrant, dedicated, honest team of police organization and other associated authorities who come with honest intent, with integrity and dedication to deal with the situation. And to have that kind of organization, you got to have number of systems put in place. It is not a simple thing to to correct somebody who is already somehow dragged into some illegalities and all. It takes time. Therefore, before it is too late, because police organization is the most important organization in dealing with any possibility of instances of organized crime taking rooted in the state. Therefore, there is a mechanism. We know how to deal with it, but that's the reason why this State Security Commission meeting, and I'm sure we will overcome against these challenges. But complacency in this kind of situation is not right. So we need to be very serious. We need to definitely be very vigilant, and we should be ready to take these challenges head on.
Why the meeting? Similar meetings were not held for the last 5 years.
No, I have taken cognizance of. I have flagged this issue, and then the commission has taken cognizance of this requirement, because the law is very clear. It is it is binding on the part of the government to have this State Security Commission meeting every 3 months. Okay. So today we have discussed this, and then it has been agreed that this meeting will, from now on, be held every 3 months.